Howdy folks, Jim coming at you again. It's good to be back with you. I know I've had a little hiatus here in the last couple of weeks. I got one video done last week, ain't even got it out because I've been busy. What I've been doing is building a compost bin for my leaves at the house for the garden. I've been trying to get a fence put up for my garden, and I've been canning. I learned this week how to can. You know, we had canned a lot growing up, but we never really canned. Mom always did it. And it's kind of a lost art. So I wanted to get back into the canning business. So Friday, I went looking for a canner and I couldn't find one. Finally found one at Farm Bureau. Tractor Supply didn't have it. So I got a canner, Presto brand, if you guys are familiar with that. I couldn't afford the American canner. Those things are like 450 bucks. But I could can 7 quarts inside of it. And we started canning deer meat. I made some deer stew. I took the deer meat out of the freezer. We had made mostly hamburger out of it, and I browned the deer meat, and we put potatoes and onions and celery and a little broth mix that I made up, and I had 1 pack of deer chunks. We made 4 quarts out of that. So we've been canning. I've been doing all of that stuff, and you know, first batch we made, I had to FaceTime Mom, and she talked me through it, and we got it done. It's really not that hard. Hear the birds chirping. Spring is in the air. The reason I tell you all that stuff is, and I'm not a doomsdayer here, but we've got hard times ahead. I was just reading some reports. They said expect to pay $1,000 more per family a month for groceries. Who can afford that? Who can afford $1,000 a month? I read this report the other day that in America, I think we got 370 or 380 million people. I don't know. I don't know how many China has. 1.8 billion. You know, 4, 5 times the amount of people we have, and we consume 3 times more the amount of food than they do in China. How about them apples? So with all these disruptions, the bird flu thing that's coming, the next wave of the disease is coming back around. I mean, you know, I hear people talk about these black swan events. There's a lot of things coming up, and I'm trying to tell you now, prepare. What's the worst thing that can happen? You buy extra food now, come October, you got a bunch of extra food. Okay? You don't have to go to the grocery store as much. But what happens if come October there's no food on the shelves, or very few, or they're already rationing? There are countries around the world, I think this morning Spain is rationing food. You say, well, that can never happen. You remember a couple years ago they rationed toilet paper. They blocked the aisles off. You go, you tell them, they go get you 1 pack. These things are right around the bend, guys. They're right around the corner. It's, you know, I was telling them last night, I said, you know, God told Noah that the storm was coming. Noah built the ark, he was fine. I think you hear that wind blow. It's a beautiful day today here in Old Virginia. I think there's a storm coming. So we go and we prepare for the storm, and we'll be okay. And we put these words out there. I should have filmed the canning so you would see how easy it is. There's a million videos on how to can. And then plus you got a good mom like me, you just call up Mom and say, hey, help me out here, and boom, we're in the canning business. Go get your stuff now. Start buying cans and lids and jars, because they're hard to come by. So you may have a canner, you can't find any jars. So just start making efforts. I was listening to one farmer a minute ago, and they said start getting 5 cans a week. You know, just put it up. 5 cans a week. Make that space and get it, because I'm telling you, things as we know it are fixing to change. I've tried, I thought in my mind that we could get the churches to work together and do things like that. A lot of other countries, they don't have all of this, all these other, they're just a church until this American system goes in and corrupts them with all their denominations and all this stupid stuff. But I find out that most churches, they won't even work together among churches. It's pitiful, isn't it? It's pitiful, the separation that we have. But the one thing that drives people together or promotes war and revolution is famine. People's stomachs start growling, things change. And I've tried to warn people and tell them, hey, we can get a handle on this now and we can begin to work together. But people don't want to work together. So the people that will work together, that'll be fine. I encourage you to work together, get as many people as you can to work together. There's a lot of people that can get together. If you don't have farmland or garden places, you can get with other people and help them, and you can get it done and start growing stuff and participate and start buying some extra stuff. If we can get through this stuff if we work together. And that's the thing that I have found that is the most difficult, especially among the church people. They don't want to work together. All these churches, especially the big ones, they build their own little kingdoms. They're too busy. They're too busy playing the little games, the little trips, and the little revivals, and do all this other stuff. And famine is knocking on the door. Drought is knocking on the door, and they want to go play the little church. Well, I tell you, I'm a pastor of a church. You guys know that. And I tell you what, I'm telling my people to start buying some extra food. Learn how to can. If you don't know, get with me. We'll teach you how to can. I'll can it for you. Get your gardens out. Get things ready. Start putting back. Start getting ready. That's what I'm telling our people. Okay, start getting ready. And we'll be all right. We'll be able to ride the storm out. But if not, I don't know what you're going to do. So I just put that out there to encourage you to get you a canner. Hey, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm telling you, if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's really easy. Thousands of videos on it, and I watched them, and I made up my own little deer stew recipes. Even tried some before we canned it because I pre-cooked mine. Some do it raw, and it was absolutely delicious if you like the venison stuff. And I tell you what, guys, it is got so much protein in and the meat is so pure. You have to add a little olive oil on it to fry it up because it doesn't have all the fat that beef has in it. I mean, it is so good. So anyway, do these things. Get you a canner. Start buying some extra stuff. Buy some extra food. Start putting that stuff away. Start preparing now. Please don't wait till August or September, October. Start doing it now. Get this thing going, and we'll get through this all right if we work together. So I'll leave you with that, guys. I'll try to get this video published as soon as I can. But anyway, Lord bless you all. I really mean that. I just don't say that. Lord richly bless you all, and stir up in you a heart to do these things, because I want to be able to help people out. So that's why we do this. I'm not just doing this for my family. We're going to lock our doors and hunker down. I'm doing this because I know a lot of people aren't going to pay any attention, and they're going to go to the store, there's going to be nothing there, and they're going to panic. So that's why. So anyway, Lord bless you all, and think about